amp unit, amp unit, amp unit. I tell you, man. I tell you. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up. Oh, I tell you. What's up, guys? When people kind of trickle in. I don't think it's going to be a hunky-dory review, unfortunately, guys. No rainbows, sunshine, and fucking cookies today. What's up, everybody? If you're here, if you're amped and you can hear me, throw up some coffees, please. Put your coffees in the air, man. Put them in the air. Coffee emojis, come on. Oh, there you got the fire of the bolt and the fucking coffee. There you go. Pumbaa the Pig, amplified live stream, 5-spot coffee. Thank you, Pumbaa. Chubbles the Bear, I already see what's coming, 5-spot. Pumbaa the... Hold on, let me get some super chats up in here, man. Pumbaa the Pig and Chubbles the Bear. Thank you, man. Thank you for the coffee right off the bat. I'll try to get the supers, guys, maybe after every hour reviewed. The review won't take an hour, don't worry. But every hour that I review of Raw, so hour number 1, maybe I'll get to some supers, hour number 2 and such. I may just do what I did last week and save supers to the very end, but I saw Pumbaa and Chubbles come out off the bat. Thank you for all the coffees, guys. Hey, the Cash 2311. Thank you for the $4 coffee, my friend. The Cash 2311. I think that's a new super chat as well. I haven't seen you before, I don't believe. So thank you, my friend. 4-spot. All the coffees. All right, so you guys can hear me. Good. Who said that? Who's that? She Andrews Mouse Girls. Who the hell is that? Chad Goodwin. There you are. Blueprint Nation's in the house. What's up, Blueprint? What else we got? Warrior Nation. I see you. Erica Herman. What's up? Trev Rains. What's going on? Mr. Anything for Salinas. Just by the thumbnail. It's not too good. $2 spot. Thank you, Mr. Anything. Listen, man, I'm just calling this down the middle. This may get, sometimes we get amplified. What can I say, man? The show sucks. The show sucks. I'm going to tell you it sucks. Danny Green, 5-spot. Coffees and BC amplified. Stomping a mud hole in Raw. Danny, thank you, my friend. So I'm trying to save supers to the very end, guys, but some are popping up right now on the screen. Thank you for the coffees, guys. That means a lot. NJPW girl, what's going on? Stefan, what's going on? Sabrina, what's going on? So I got a lot of my tried and trues up in here. Did I miss any? Well, the chat's going fast, guys. But everybody, I got to get into this thing, man. I know usually I wait a little bit longer, but we already got 100 plus up in this bitch. Carlos, what's up, my man? There's Carlos. 10-spot too, dude. Thank you for a couple of coffees. You know you ain't got to do that, man. 10-spot. What's up, BC? What's up, Carlos? Glad you caught this from the beginning, my friend. I know I'm a little later. Well, I don't really have a time, do I? I just come on. I never tell anybody in advance. I just fucking hit. I hit you guys with a live stream. Thank you, Carlos, man. Good to see you up in here, too. Who else? Riaz, Eric. Yeah, it's going fast, guys. But we already got 100 peeps up in here plus. So I think I'm just going to get in it. There's a lot to talk about. I can't say it's the best of things, man. This was another one of those shows that makes me wish I was back on vacay or just taking time off. Grab your coffees, guys. You're gonna need them. Tell you that much. Guys, and remember, please, don't feel like you have to do a super, please, man. Keep your money if you don't have a lot. Number 2, don't give anything more than a couple of coffees or anything like that. Anything more than 20 is not necessary. $20, hey, that's a day's worth of coffees, almost. Unless I'm getting 6 or 7 coffees. But if you're going to donate more to that, I'd rather you donate to like animals and shelters and wildlife conservation. You know what I mean? Put your money there, please. That'll greatly help me sleep better at night, Animals, man, they're innocent bystanders in this whole world. So save the animals with your money. Thank you, guys. But I'll always take a couple of coffees, obviously. Like, who's this? Blitzball Champ, 10-spot, couple of coffees. Thank you, my friend. Blitzball Champ, hey BC, greetings from Wake Forest, North Carolina. Love your channel and thank you for the constant entertainment and keeping it real. Always enjoy hearing what you have to say. Blitzball Champ, thank you, and I always enjoy you guys, man, actually tuning in. Without you guys, there's no AMP channel, so I appreciate that big time, Blitzball, and thank you for the couple of coffees. Just like Carlos and who else? Danny Green, Mr. Anything for Salinas, The Cash, 2311, and Chubbles the Bear and Pumbaa the Pig. You guys are all rock stars, man. Any supers I'll try to get to as the review goes on, guys. But again, don't feel like you have to give anything, man. I don't need your money. That's only if you want to contribute to the channel, man. Anything more than like 20 bucks, dude, give that to animals. They need your money. I don't. Much love, guys. Thank you. All right, should we start this motherfucker? If you didn't watch this show, man, you're gonna think that half of what I'm telling you is just a bull-faced lie. This is actually what happened last night. Are you ready for this? Hour number 1, the show kicks off. Hold on. William F. with a 20 spot right at the last second, right before I start. William, thank you for the coffees, my friend. Thank you for getting me addicted to mocha Starbucks. That's not good. I hope you're not, man. But welcome to the club if you are, man. I actually have the mocha cold frappuccinos right now. So I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I've been back on these. I did vanilla for a couple weeks straight. William F., thank you, my friend. Oh, shit. Hold on, guys. Let me get one more in here. Novaz, 10 spot. Dijakovic, thank you, Novaz, for a couple of coffees. Dijakovic gets tapped out. Retribution loses their first 2 matches. Then Bray digs the grave even more from Retribution. Then you have WWE shills saying, well, Undertaker and Kane used to do it. Novaz, I'm about to get to that right now, my friend. Thank you for the couple of coffees. All right, now I'm getting into it. Man, you guys are super and right from the fucking gate. I can't get into the review. So, wait, what am I doing? I got to start off with a swig myself, man. To all the VIPs, man. To all my tried and trues. To everybody who's about to rock this review with AMP, man. Let's get this started the right way. Ow! Yeah! All right, let's do this. So Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, start the show. But before they say or do anything, Retribution hits the ring. The lights go out and Alexa and Bray are nowhere to be seen. Instead, the Hurt Business hits the ring and a melee ensues. I'm sorry, are we not playing around with all heels here? And you guys know I love Bray Wyatt and Alexa together. I love them individually. Well, Bray Wyatt. Alexa, she definitely had her place. Together, I fucking love them together. Definitely. I also enjoy the Hurt Business work, probably more than a lot of people. But what are you doing, Vince, or WWE as a whole? What are you fucking doing? You have all your heels in your opening segment, and we don't know who the fuck is who anymore. Retribution are the heels, but now Hurt Business and Bray Wyatt are together faces? Because that's what you're fucking telling me. Again, I like Bray and Alexa. I just ask one thing. It's a very simplistic thing to ask. Just book them correctly, just like the Hurt Business. But what are we doing? We're playing a fucking game where all the heels are starting your show, and you're confusing your fan base even more. You had Bray show up in the middle of the ring just to fucking disappear. And then, when we come back from a commercial, here's the real kicker. We have an 8-man schmaz match. Hurt Business versus Retribution. 8-man schmaz right out of the gate. Because when you don't know what the fuck to do with anybody, let's just throw everybody out there together. So what Vince always does. So we have an 8-man schmaz, and I kid you not, check this out. T-Bar taps out to Lashley, and just like that, bye-bye, Retribution. Bye-bye. I'm not going to go as far as to say they're truly buried, but they're damn near close already right out of the gates. I mean, they were tragically bad from the jump anyway. You were going to have to book them flawlessly with Ali now leading the helm. You had T-Bar. This is the guy who was talking all that shit on social media. Remember? Just this last week. WWE is ours now. Everybody is going to pay. Nobody is safe. And T-Bar's tapping the fuck out frantically. And if you listen closely, he was calling out for Mama T-Bar, Mama T, Mama Bar, Mama T Bizzle, yelling out, Ma! He's tapping the fuck out frantically. He wants no part of fucking Lashley. He doesn't want to be in that Lashley lock for more than 5 seconds. This is the dude that was talking all that shit. Well, he's a big dog, but he's got a big bark, but his bite ain't so big. And what you're doing with these losses is I'm telling you, I've seen this so many times, guys. You are leading this to a place where you are not going to be able to come back from it. These losses will add up. Even subconsciously, we're always taking inventory of losses. So you have Ali come at the helm last week, and this is how you book them. A loss to Hurt Business in about fucking 10 minutes, and a tap out via T-bar. And then, wasn't that their first match too, or was that their second match? Either way, their first couple of matches, I think it was the first one with all of them, correct? And they're losing. Just oh, man. And they're losing just like that, man. They're not even going to win 5 or 6 matches first. They're going to come straight out and, and have them take the L. I like the Hurt Business. This is not how you book Retribution with Ali just joining them. And on top of that, after the match, Bray Wyatt, who I fucking love, but should not be tooling on Retribution moments after they lost. He takes Ali out, he sends one dude through a table, and then he puts the mandible claw on T-Bar. The same guy that just tapped out frantically, now T-Bar is getting passed out via The Fiend. Retribution is so... And then, here's the kicker. The start of hour number 3, which we'll get to, the start of hour number 3 is when they finally had Ali try to make sense of Retribution. And it actually did. It was a good promo. It actually it tied some shit up. Which we heard the dirt sheets were talking about was going to happen. We were hoping it was going to happen right from the jump. Right at the top of the show, you have Ali tell you exactly what he was doing during his time off and being the mystery hacker. And why Retribution was truly formed. And then you have them win a few matches. See if they can gain any momentum. Instead, McMahon has it ass backwards. He has them lose via tap out, then has them get the shit kicked out of them by one dude, The Fiend. And then, 2 hours later, he has Ali say, "This is why we're the baddest faction in all of pro wrestling." But dude, you just look like tools 2 hours ago. Now all of a sudden, you're gonna talk big again? Oh, bro. I know that was a lot to unpack, but how do I unpack this, man? By telling the fucking truth. Why would you not have Ali start the show and tell everybody why Retribution was formed and why he couldn't stand back any longer and just let this happen? While good talent is being held back, he knew that this had to happen. No, they waited till hour number 3 when Retribution was already buried even more into the ground. Not fully, but damn near close by. Oh, man. I can't even. That was to start the fucking show. And these are people that I enjoy watching. You gotta really be bad at what you do for a living, Vince and your 614 creative dumbasses. You have to be really bad at what you do for somebody to actually enjoy the individuals, but hate the product, hate the show, and hate the segments, because that's what happened. I love Bray Wyatt. I'm even loving Alexa with Bray. I love the Hurt Business. But who the fuck would approve this and think it's okay for Retribution? You cannot build people up by tearing others down. Bray looked like a beast last night. Cool. I love that because I love Bray. Hurt Business I enjoy. They won last night. Cool. Retribution got absolutely made to be a fool yet again. I don't like that only because more than the past, because Ali was just put with them last week. So if you're going to do anything with Retribution, it has to be now. And they just lose. What was this, guys? Their first or second match? Actual match. Somebody tell me, please, up in the chat. I think this was their first, was it not? JP5150, 5-spot coffee. Thank you, JP, man. BC absolutely destroyed the show, start to finish. It was absolutely horrendous. Get your coffee on deck, bro. JP5150, I appreciate it. Jacob Donnelly, 10-spot, 2 coffees. Jacob, thank you. I was laughing hard at the opening with Retribution. Don't think I've seen a fraction buried so fast. Jacob Donnelly, I'm befuddled at the stupidity from the old man. I truly am. Jacob, thank you. JP5150, thank you. Chubbles the Bear, another 1 spot. Thank you, Chubbles. I appreciate that, my man. Pumbaa the Pig, another 5 spot. No retribution for retribution. Pumbaa, thank you for another coffee, my friend. Guys, was that their first? Somebody said, yup. I think it was the first because I lost count. Brian Ernie says second. I think it was their first. All right, so the bottom line, it was, okay, DeMonte says second match. So the PB Syllable Pride, 5 spot coffee. PB Syllable Pride, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Sylla Pride, I'm sorry. PB Sylla Pride. Haven't seen you in a while in the chat, my friend. Thank you for the coffee. So my point is this, guys. This is their first couple of matches, and they're already losing via a tap out, and then afterwards getting their asses whooped. I can't even. Murder Hornet, 2 spot. Second match. First was a DQ loss. Murder Hornet, thank you, man, for clearing it up, dude. And I appreciate the coffee. So, yeah, it looks like it was their second match. And a lot of you guys are now following suit with Murder Hornet. It looks like their second match. You can't book this. You cannot do that, guys. This is detrimental to the actual characters. This is detrimental to their careers. You may sit back and say it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal. We took inventory of that. And Retribution was already bad as fuck. Like, not in a good way. Really bad from the jump. Now with Ali last week, maybe they got a little shot of adrenaline? Nope. The old man made you... You know what? It's almost like they got knocked off the pedestal. It's almost like someone who's leaving WWE. Like, that's the type of treatment they would get. They would get an embarrassing loss, like via a tap out, middle of the ring, in just about 10 minutes. And then they would get their ass kicked after the match. And then they leave to like AEW, TNA, or maybe they're just out of a job. Right? Or maybe they're going away to take care of a nagging injury. So they get beat and then they get tooled on afterwards. This was like a true jobber being fired kind of match. That's exactly what this was. But 2 hours later, Ali's talking about how they're a badass faction. This company is so buck-ass wild. And not in the good sense, man. It is so all over the place, so confusing, so much of a clusterfuck that even somebody as brilliant as yours truly, I have to do work when I watch this show. And I'm not talking about reviewing it. Reviewing it is the best part. This isn't work to me. This is having fun and enjoying all of our time together talking pro wrestling. The work comes in trying to decipher what the fuck is even happening on my television set. That's the work. I lose brain cells literally when I watch the shit, because I'm trying so hard to comprehend what the fuck's happening. But I have tried to anyway, in the last several months especially. I have tried to tell myself there is no comprehending it because the old fucking man and the 614 dumbass writers, they don't fucking know what they're doing. I wish I could tell you guys that opening to this thing was the worst thing on the show. I wish I could tell you that, but that's not the case. Wait till you hear what happens going further. In fact, let's talk about it. AJ Styles is up next versus Matt Riddle. What the fuck? Supposedly the whole point of the draft was to shake things up, correct? That's what we were told. That's what we had hoped for anyway. But all we're doing is rehashing feuds from SmackDown to Raw and vice versa. Now, I do like how AJ Styles came out with the bodyguard from Raw Underground, Shane McMahon's right-hand man. This dude's like 7'3", 290 pounds. And it reminds me of Shawn Michaels, back when he used to have Big Daddy Cool Diesel as the bodyguard, and even Psycho Sid. And I always kind of kept AJ Styles at the tier of Shawn Michaels, so that's what it reminded me of, and I like them together. You can do a lot with somebody as talented as AJ Styles with a badass backbone, like that big 7'3", 290-pound dude. He's just a presence. You put him with Styles, I like that shit. I really do. But what are you doing having Riddle in there with Styles? What the fuck are you doing? Because you see, Styles should be winning matches, but he doesn't need to be winning. Matt Riddle right now, he needs to be winning matches. So why would you put two dudes that could really use a win on Raw? Why would you put them in there together? That's A. B, I've already seen Riddle and AJ Styles on a rehash SmackDown feud. I've seen Riddle beat Styles before, and I've also seen Styles beat Riddle. So now we're just going to do this right out of the gate for Monday Night Raw? Come on, bro. We knew we were going to see this anyway down the line. But here we are seeing it right from the jump. SmackDown's rehashed feuds. Oh, fucking A, man. As for the match itself, different show, same result for Matt Riddle. Riddle loses to Styles via a Styles clash. And it took a minute for Styles to get that on, too. He almost couldn't lock it on. And I remember in one of their earlier bouts over on SmackDown, it wasn't easy for Styles to hit that either. So something about Matt Riddle, he doesn't like taking that, or Styles just can't get it on him. But it took him a few extra seconds. At first, I didn't think he was going to hit it. But Styles hits Styles clash. Matt Riddle takes the L. Great for Styles. Thanks for coming to Raw and trying your shot, buddy, for Matt Riddle, but you failed. So, is he buried? Of course not, but you're just taking these guys another notch toward that burial. Why even do that, Vince? It's dumbfounding to me, guys. This whole fucking company is dumbfounding to me. I can't even... Before I get to hour number 2, let me make sure I got all my fucking supers up in here. Unfucking real, man. Christopher Blackshear, man, $4.99 coffee. Thank you, Christopher. Watching Peter Pan last night on Disney Plus was more entertaining than Raw. Retribution was already DOA. But after last night, they're finished. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to use the word buried, but you're going to have to work 10 times as hard, get so much more creativity in order to just put Retribution back on track. That's just to get them on track, let alone do something we care about. And yeah, Christopher, I almost watched Mulan. There's a new movie called Mulan. It's on Disney Plus. I almost watched that over fucking Raw. But I said, no, man, I'm going to give this a chance here, and I want to talk to you guys in the most honest way possible. So I watched the 3 hours of Raw. I wish I watched Mulan. And don't worry, guys, if I don't get, if I run out of this coffee, check this out. Speaking of, man, talking about Disney Plus, man, I got these over at Universal. This is coffee candy bars, man. So if I run out of amplification on the coffee, I'm going to start knocking this shit down. This is from a place called Toothsome's Chocolate Factory. And it's hazelnut coffee and fucking Irish cream coffee. These are fucking chocolate bars, man. Check that shit out. That's badass. And then I got a couple more too, man. E.T. You guys, anybody remember E.T.? Phone home. Nobody remembers E.T. from the 80s. Come on, man. It's a chocolate bar of E.T. That's badass. And then there was a movie called Back to the Future. I got a candy bar of Back to the Future. That's fucking badass to me. I brought all this back from Florida, man. Roads? We're going, there are no roads. So that's an awesome movie too, man. So I got E.T., I got Back to the... Anyway, just in case I run out of coffee, don't worry, I'm still going to be amped for you guys, man. Make sure I got everybody up in here. Lady Keys, 5-spot coffee. Lady Keys, good to see you up in the chat. And let me tell you, Lady Keys, you ain't got to say much. I'm going to do all the talking right now and continue to lambaste this motherfucker. Because we're going into hour number 2. Thank you, Lady Keys. We're going into hour number 2 right now. Christopher Blackshear, thank you again. Hit 88 PC, Mr. Black Ice. Fuck yeah. Christopher Blackshear, yes, yeah. You guys know E.T. and Back to the Future. Good. Good to know the 80s are still alive. Hour number 2 kicks off with a Raw Women's Championship match, guys. This is Asuka versus Lana. When I say 2 minutes, I literally mean this was 2 minutes long. Lana taps out and loses. We had a whole battle royal last week to set this bitch up. Not Lana. The whole thing is the bitch. Lana is chosen in the battle royal. And Lana taps out in about 2 fucking minutes. How in the world, I'm just asking for a friend at this point, how would you dedicate a whole battle royal with this as the end result unless you didn't have a plan to begin with? So you put Shayna Baszler and the like in that battle royal for no fucking reason other than to look like a clown. They can't even win a battle royal, yet you just booked Bianca Belair in all these vignettes talking about how she's the baddest, the realest, the most legitist, and she can't even win a battle royal. I love Bianca Belair. To see her in a battle royal and she can't even get to the final 3? She can't even get with Natty, Dana Brooke, and Lana? Come on, bro. And that's your end result because the company never knew what the fuck the end result was. Murder Hornet, 5-spot coffee, thank you. But Lana's getting a push, you guys. Exactly, yeah. That's what we were told anyway. At this point, I don't even know if she's just getting punished for Miro anymore. I think it's a running gag for Vince McMahon to put her through a table every fucking week. Because that's what happened after this match. Lana loses, Asuka retains. Post-match, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax hit the ring. Lana goes through a table for what seems like the 5th week in a row. If not the 5th week in a row, it's like 5 out of 6 weeks. Some shit. She's going through a table every week. I think Vince is just getting his rocks off seeing this at this point. Because Lana takes some devastating hits through that fucking table. And I think Vince McMahon is enjoying it. I really do. What else could be the reasoning, man? You punished her enough for the whole Miro thing. Miro did that line about Vince McMahon when he got to AEW. Lana got punished. But 5 weeks in a row? And don't tell me this is going to lead to Lana winning a tag team championship match down the line. Maybe she reunites with Natty, or maybe somebody else joins forces with her. Right? And this is all going to culminate in Lana holding a championship. Please do not tell me that. I don't even mind Lana either. Please do not fucking tell me that. But you know, all of that shit, guys, pales in comparison to what happened next. This is a true fucking story, and this has me rattled even fucking today. We then come back from commercial with a fatal 4-way tag team match. That's right, another fucking schmaz, because at this point, we already had an 8-man tag nonsensical to start the night. We had a rehashed SmackDown feud. Why not have an 8-man tag with the ladies now? And we're not even halfway through the fucking show. It's not even an hour and a half mark yet. This is just hour and 15 minutes into this motherfucker. And we had 2 multi-man schmaz matches / woman and rehashed SmackDown feuds. So we come back from commercial. We have 4 teams. We have Nia Jax and Shayna talking about how they're the baddest and they'll take on any and all comers. So down comes Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Then comes Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce. That's right. Peyton Royce ditched Billie Kay, or they had Billie Kay and Peyton Royce split up, just to put her with Lacey Evans now. Oh, you gotta love a company that doesn't have a plan. You have to love a company that doesn't have a clue what they're doing. They're gonna split you up. They're gonna reunite you. They're gonna split you up again. They're gonna put you with different people. They're gonna tell you Otis and Tucker are away. Then they're gonna put them back together. They're gonna tell you that Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott are split up. Then they're gonna put them back together. They're going to split up Mandy Rose and Sonya to put Mandy with Dana Brooke. They're going to split up Billie Kay and Lacey Evans Peyton to put Peyton with Lacey Evans. Are you keeping up, or am I confusing you? Because this is what they do. They don't have a fucking clue. Peyton Royce, no longer with Billie Kay, so now she can be with Lacey Evans. There's a fucking upgrade, said nobody ever. And then you had the Riot Squad out there. I could have sworn that the Riot Squad was just drafted to SmackDown. Am I the delusional one? Did I misread that? Somebody confirm this for me, please. I could have sworn they were on SmackDown. Somebody confirm this. They got drafted. Nope, you're right, BC. Yes, they were. Yep. They're on SmackDown. Okay, so everybody's telling me this. So what the fuck is happening? They just got drafted. They're supposed to start their new careers on SmackDown, and they're just hanging out in the Raw locker room, waiting for somebody to issue an open challenge. Nobody finds an issue with this. What the fuck? The Riot Squad got drafted to SmackDown. The show is called Raw. They're hanging out in the locker room with their gear. No head honcho, no suit and tie thought to say, hey, you don't even work here. Oh my God, if you work at the local McDonald's and some schlub just comes off the street because he wants to eat some burgers, he puts on a McDonald's hat and he just sits next to you as you're cooking up the burger. He's just cooking it up and he's eating them, and are you not going to question shit? Who's the new guy? He's eating all our product. I know, man, but he's fucking whipping up those sandwiches quick. You're not going to question shit? You can walk into any company now and just say you work there. Put on a fucking hat, maybe put on their little outfit. The Riot Squad's on SmackDown. They're chilling out in Monday Night Raw's locker room, eating fucking Braun Strowman's lunch with them. Capri Suns, chocolate brownies. Was Nia issuing a challenge? Let's get out there. I want you guys to think of the lack of care in the booking. I always talk about 614 writers, right? Well, it's almost like 612. Writer number 612 rose his hand, and he's like, I got an idea for the tag team champions. Let's have them issue an open challenge. Oh, Vince doesn't want the titles on the line this week. That's okay. It'll be an open challenge just because. And they all were like, well, does any I mean, that could be an idea. Anybody have 612? I like that. And then 612 says, well, and then we'll have Mandy and Dana come down, and Peyton Royce and Mandy Rose, or Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. But 612, Peyton Royce is no longer in a tag team, and she's not in a team with Lacey Evans, 612. Yeah, but maybe people won't realize that. Oh, 612's onto something. I like this. Okay, keep going, 612. I like this. We're just going to put Peyton in another tag team. What else you got? And 612 goes, oh, let's have the Riot Squad in the match. And somebody says, 612, the Riot Squad is no longer on Raw. They're on SmackDown now. And 612's like, maybe people won't realize that either. Maybe people don't care. And they were like, well, does anybody have a better idea? Tim? Tim, no. Tommy, no. What about Bob? Bob, nothing? Where the hell's 521? 521's in the bathroom. You know what? 612, we like this. I'm going to bring it to Vince. And Vince surely is going to approve 612's bullshit. And that's what we end up getting. It's not even a title match, guys. So forget the fact that Peyton Royce is in a tag team with Lacey Evans now. You split her up with Billie Kay to put her with Lacey Evans. Forget the fact that the Riot Squad isn't even on the brand they got drafted to. Even if we suspended all of that bullshit, this match is not even for the fucking championship. It's not even for the championship. So what are they fighting for? What are they fighting for? What are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? Should you have nothing? You came to the Raw locker room for what? Why are you in your gear? You're on the wrong show. What are you smoking? Why are you here, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott? Vince told us to show up. He said there's a draft, but he doesn't care about the draft. There is no real brand split, BC. You should know this. Oh, I can't even. I can't. Not even a title match. Jax pins Evans. Jax pins Evans. It's a heel over a heel because why not? Why would you not have a heel beat up? You started the night with all heels in the ring. Bray Wyatt is about to get attacked by heels, the Retribution, and then another group of heels attacks the heels that were going to attack the heel in the Hurt Business. So all the heels start the night off. Then you have a bunch of heels in this match with Jax pinning Evans, which again is a heel over a heel. How is the casual fan supposed to know who the fuck they're cheering for? Who is the face and who isn't? If you just have heels versus heels. The reason Batman and Joker works is because it's a good guy versus a bad guy. Optimus Prime versus Megatron, good guy versus bad guy. Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter, good guy versus bad guy. Don't ruin the simplistic formula of what makes pro wrestling beautiful, please. Because what you're going to do is you're going to create an unnecessary bullshit type of chaos, which is what you're doing, confusing everybody in the process. Good guy versus bad guy works because it worked from the beginning of time, and it's the most best simplistic formula you can use in something like pro wrestling. But once you start putting heels versus heels that nobody gives a shit about too on top of that, so it's not even just heel versus heel, it's heels that nobody gives a fuck about. Lacey Evans and Nia Jax? If you're not changing the channel or taking a nap or picking up a bad hobby, like maybe you started smoking cigarettes because this show made you do such. Maybe you're outside trying to find the best cement wall to put your dome piece through because this show made you do that. Maybe you're trying to play in traffic because this show made you do that. I understand all those scenarios. But if you were not trying to pick up a bad habit out on the street somewhere, or if you weren't snoozing or changing the channel, then you are watching the most bullshit that you have seen in a very long time. And for this show, that's saying something. Heel pins a heel. This whole segment made no sense, man. There was people in there. I didn't fucking have a clue why they were there. The titles weren't even on the line, so everybody is putting everything on the line for nothing because the actual titles aren't on the line. Maybe they're grasping for TV time, I guess. And then Jax pins Evans, and that's that. They just cut to the commentary team after that. Nothing was set up for the future. If you were going to tell me, like, BC, this was all bad, yes, but it set up this, BC. It set up nothing. 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 Elias's rock concert is next. He sings 2 songs, Amen and Lead Me Home. He attempts an encore, but Jeff Hardy, disguised as a roadie, shows up and Elias runs away. You could have done so much with that setup. I knew Hardy was going to show up. I thought he was going to like dive off the Tron or something really cool. I even like the disguised in a roadie thing. That's fine. Let's do that. But you have to get creative if you're going to invest that much time. You have a whole band. You're having Elias really playing to his singer character. And all you had was Jeff Hardy swing the guitar at the microphone stand and Elias runs away. That's what I mean. This is like they start to get a little creative at one point. Maybe they all just had a coffee and a 2.5-hour break at the boardroom table meeting. They all had a 2.5-hour break and they were all fed coffee and they had 20 seconds of creativity and then it just ran out. All their dome pieces started smoking. Low on energy, crashing, need battery charged, crashing, crashed. So you started with something good. Okay, Elias's concert, man, Hardy's going to be somewhere doing something awesome. No, he's not. He's going to be a roadie and he's going to swing with all his might like a fucking grand slam in the World Series at a microphone stand. So you had something good. This is the theme of the night because I actually like Elias, just like I like Bray Wyatt and I like the Hurt Business. You're ruining them every which way you turn, Vince. You literally are just sabotaging your own talent. Wow. I don't think I need the candy bar, man. I'm on another fucking level right now. Tone it down, BC. I still got a lot of shit to do today, man. I talk about this show. I enjoy talking it with you guys. I love talking pro wrestling with all you guys, man. 400 deep in this bitch already in the middle of the afternoon. Which, by the way, I don't know why it's only a fucking 100 fucking on the up column for the likes. Come on, man. 400? You can't show the love. I'm over here putting it all out for you guys. I got 100. Like, come on. Show the love. But yeah, we got 400 plus deep already, man, in the middle of the afternoon. I love talking pro wrestling with you guys, but there's no way I can talk about this with an honest face, with an honest review, and not talk about how bad and tragic the lack of creativity is. The nonsensical bullshit that we all have to endure segment after segment on a 3-hour show. Hour number 2 ends with another. I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. I apologize if I'm blowing out the microphone, guys. But I can't help but shout right now because I can't make this up. All the shit that I just talked on the first hour and 45 minutes. If that wasn't bad enough, we end hour number 2 with another rehashed SmackDown feud. Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus. Trouble in Paradise wins it for Kingston. Welcome to SmackDown Sheamus. Building one person up on the new brand, tearing another down. Kingston's in a tag team. Why is he beating a singles individual like Sheamus? Unless Vince is just going to put Sheamus in another weird tag team like he did with Cesaro and Shinsuke. Who the fuck knows who else? Baron Corbin. Who knows who Vince is going to put Sheamus with? But this is something we have seen so many times on SmackDown. The New Day versus Sheamus and whatever tag team partner flavor of the week that he has by his side. And one-on-one, we've seen them so many times. So now you have them on Monday Night Raw. First season premiere. It's the first full week of the initial drafts. The draft is now over. We have the first real Raw, and Sheamus is taking on Kofi Kingston. The same match we saw so many times in SmackDown. Just like AJ Styles and Matt Riddle, a match we saw many times on SmackDown. And when we're not seeing matches like that, we have the Fatal 4-Way Tag match with Nia Jax, Lacey Evans, and Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke, and Riot Squad, and all the people you don't even know. Why are the tag team champions in a match with the titles aren't even on the line? They just called out people just to do more work for themselves. The Riot Squad just forgot what brand they were on, so they showed up to fucking the Thunderdome on a Monday night. Peyton Royce just came out to tag up with Lacey Evans. Sorry, Billy, I found somebody new. And then when we're not getting that, we have all the heels in the ring together with fucking Bray and Retribution and Hurt Business. Nothing on the show makes sense, so there's no way you can defend this bullshit. Even if you liked the show last night, you cannot possibly say, BC, you're wrong, man. You're being too hard on it. No, I'm not. I'm just watching as a fan first. Before I watch as a reviewer or a critic, forget the fact that I have to review this for thousands of people the next day. No, forget that for a second. Let's just talk about how I actually view this thing up front as a fan, as I always have from a little Ant Man. An Ant Boy. I always watched as a fan, obviously. That's how we all were upbrought. I watch as a fan, and as a fan, I can honestly say this shit sucks. But even more than just sucks, it's like they don't even care. It's almost like they're sabotaging it on purpose. It is almost like this company is trying to fail. That's what it seems like to yours truly. SOS, I see you up in the chat, my friend. SOS, Green Bay Packers offensive. Don't even get me started on my GPP, man. What a horrendous... I got a funny story with that. I came home. I missed most of the first quarter. I was out. I had to do things. I got back to the El Cribo. It was 10-0 Packers. I'm like, nice. We have control of the first quarter. It looks like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't as good as we thought they were going to be. Packers have this. The second I got home, we did not score another point. Rodgers throws 2 interceptions. The defense crumbles, and the offense becomes non-existent, and my Packers lose by a very wide margin. Let's just say all my walls are no longer intact. Maybe a few fists through those sumbitches. But don't worry, we're tacking that shit back up as we speak. We're fixing those walls up. What a humiliating fucking loss by my Packers. SOS, good to see you up in here, man. So what is it? Did I just go over that, guys? That was hour number 2, correct? Yeah, Sheamus and Kofi Kingston. I haven't even gotten to hour number fucking 3. You realize this? Keeping you guys here. It's already 40 fucking minutes. I haven't even gotten hour number 3. I'm almost down with the fucking coffee. Speaking of, man, let me catch up on some supers before we get into hour number 3, which will boggle your mind even more. Make sure I got all my supers, guys, please. Derek Craig, $4.99 coffee. Thank you, Derek Craig. Dude, I was so pissed at that Fatal 4-Way tag match. They broke up the Iconics to put her with Lacey. What the fuck, dude? Where's Naomi? I hear you, man. Naomi's doing some personal shit that she's got to take care of. But I absolutely, I mind-boggled, Derek Craig. Thank you for the coffee. I wish I had a better answer for you. I'm just as mind-boggled as you are. But I shouldn't be with the fucking company. Thank you for the coffee, my friend. Hold on, I think there was another one here. Chelsea Elaine. Chelsea, 5-spot coffee. Chelsea, thank you so much, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. At this point, I could use the coffees. Mr. Black Ice 22, 5-spot. Mr. Black Ice, thank you. I saw the title and I just said, uh-oh, what the fuck did Vinny Lack do now? By the way, what's your opinion on the titles overall? They all lost its meaning, in my opinion. All the titles are worthless. Yeah, the titles are a joke. I said this on a video recently. The titles are no more than what you see at your local Target for purchase for $19.99. You might as well have a toy Target belt, and it'll probably be more prestigious. Because the champions are a joke, the challengers are non-existent. Of course the championships are going to follow suit, if not lead the way. Thank you, Mr. Black Ice, for the coffee. Danny Green, another 5-spot. Thank you, Danny Green. Think of Braun Strowman Capri Sun flavored coffee is more creative than some of WWE creativity for their TV shows. And a Capri Sun coffee sounds awful. I originally thought it sounded awful, Danny Green, and then I thought, I'll try that shit. In a future video, I got something awesome. I'm waiting for our show to be so bad that I need extra amplification. Not even my fucking chocolate coffee candy bars are going to help. I got something really awesome I'm going to show you guys, and hopefully, well, it's probably going to be in the near future because the shows are so fucking bad. Thank you, Danny Green. Capri Sun coffee flavor. I like it. Hold on, I think I got all the supers, God. Before I start hour number 3, I want to make sure everybody... Carlos, another 5-spot, man. Thank you, my friend. You don't got to. The Pack will be back, unlike Raw. Yeah, Carl, we got a good team, man. We really do. The Packers are a good team. The problem with them, just like my New York Yankees, they can crumble at the drop of a hat. You never know when they're going to have a bad game, and that's not a good sign for a team. You never want a team to be able to be that bad at any given moment. And the Packers, just like my Yankees, man, they can be really bad on any given day. But yeah, they'll be back, Carlos, for sure. Raw is going to take a miracle at this point. Miracles with an S. Carlos, you rock, dude. Thank you. Pimp Jesus, 5-spot coffee. Thank you, Pimp. a coffee spot for you, BC. By the way, first ever Super Chat, Pip. I appreciate the coffee, dude. And welcome to the Super Chat Hall of Fame, my friend. You don't have to ever support via money, just as I said earlier, man. But thank you for contributing to the channel. This is another time to remind you guys, don't ever feel like you have to super, guys. If you don't have money, keep that for yourself. Buy yourself a coffee or a fucking burger, a soda, whatever the fuck. If you have a lot of money, donate it to the fucking wildlife conservations and for animals, please. BC loves animals. Help them out, you know? 5, 10, 20 bucks if you want to throw for some coffees for the channel. Absolutely. I'll always accept that. Thank you. Carlos and Pimp, thank you. Murder Hornet, another 5 spot. Murder, thank you. Carolina Panther here. Your pain is not my pain. Yeah, man. Carolina is up and down too, Murder Hornet. I mean, they have their seasons where you think, wow, they're going to be something awesome. And then those seasons, they pretty much collapse. But they're always playoff-ish. Whether they make it there or not is another story. But I have nothing really bad to say. There was a few years where I thought Carolina was actually going to be our next rival, even though they're not in our division with the Bears and Minnesota and all that shit. Thank you for the coffee, Murder Hornet. Another one. All right, guys. Let's get into hour number 3 because we have to talk about this. As much as I would love to talk about anything else, just so we can put a smile on every single one of our faces, we have to talk about this shit. Hour number 3 starts with a confession from Ali that he was the mystery hacker from earlier this year, and his reasoning makes sense and the promo was actually good. Again, I beg the question, why not start the show that way? Why have them lose at the top of the show, then get their asses whooped, and then 2 hours later, you're talking about the reasoning why Retribution is so badass. I just can't fathom, man. Even if you had all 614 writers come together and okay this before it got to McMahon, and McMahon like sat on this for 3 hours, 3 days, right? So a lot of thought went into it, and this is their final product. No matter how much time went into it, who would think this is fucking okay? You have them lose, then get pummeled afterwards, and then 2 hours later, they're talking like tough guys again, and you actually give a reason as to why they were formed, and a reason why they have their quest. It was ass backwards. I'm not going to get into it. I already said enough about this in the beginning of the fucking stream. I like the whole Ali thing. They did it at the wrong fucking time. They did it 2 hours too late. 400 plus in this motherfucker. Get that shit over to 200, please, man. Come on. Get those come on. You're obviously here because you love the Amplified, man. You love this take. Or maybe you're telling yourself you hate the take, but you know you respect the Amp, man. That's why you're here. Put that shit over to 2 bills, man. 200 on the likes. Come on. 185. There you go. That's a fucking good. Oh, that's jumping toward 190. Look at that shit go. Come on, man. I'm giving it all to you guys. Rock that shit for the Amp, man, please. So Ali, I like it. I'm not going to bash Ali. This is a Vince McMahon problem for sure. He did this 2 hours too late. Titus tries to work a deal with the Hurt Business backstage, but gets his ass whooped for his efforts. This is what I mean. What is the Hurt Business? I like them. I like Hurt Business. Every single one of them. Even Cedric now joining the fray. I think a good change for him is best. But are they bad guys or are they fit? You're towing a line that's just confusing people. They're taking on Ricochet and good guys for 4 weeks in a row, and then they're taking on Retribution at the same time. Last night, they're beating up Titus. What does that mean? Titus I don't even know what Titus is anymore. I think of Titus, and I just think the greatest Royal Rumble, I think it was called. Remember when he was chugging down the fucking ramp, and he just went head first through the bottom of the ring? He went through the fucking apron. What the fuck was Titus doing? and if you go back and watch that, guys, there was a bar right where his shoulder was. If he was 4 inches to the right, Titus is not here today. So, like Corey Graves said, because he did not get injured, we can all laugh about it. But I don't know what somebody said Titus World Slide, JR9 Gaming. That's what we were calling it. Titus World Slide! Anyway, when I think Titus, that's all I fucking think of. So I don't know what he even is. So maybe he is a good guy and her business beat him up. I have no fucking idea. It just puts people more into the realm of confusion. Miz and Morrison versus Tucker and Delgado, El Donato, whatever the fuck they called Otis, because this was Otis in a mask. During this match, Ninja Tozawa and Drew Gulak were chasing R-Truth around. I can't make this shit up. Middle of the match. Can't make this up. Middle of the match, a ninja is chasing around R-Truth again, and even Drew Gulak is chasing around a referee who's chasing around Ninja Tozawa, who's chasing around R-Truth. You keep it up. El Gran Gordo, I think was Otis's real name last night, aka Otis, defeats The Miz, and that was that. It sets up nothing. Just like every other match where you think, okay, I can sit through the bullshit as long as they're gonna lead us to something more epic in the future. Nothing. This match ended and it went right to the commentators again. So what the fuck is Otis doing in a Raw locker room? Otis is on SmackDown still, isn't he? Otis is on SmackDown. I could have sworn that's what was called. Again, maybe I'm getting my facts. I thought Otis was on SmackDown. Just like the Riot Squad. So what the fuck are they doing just hanging out in the Raw locker room? There's no brand split. This draft was utter nonsense from the beginning. A ratings ploy that backfired because they didn't shoot up any significant amount. And on top of that, now everyone's just going to call you out for your shit. You announced a brand split, but everyone's still together. Don't think it's going to end there. Don't be surprised if you see Raw superstars over on SmackDown this Friday. Yeah, so Franklin. What's up, Franklin? You said wild card. Yeah, the wild card rule. Bull, stop that. Not you, Franklin. I'm talking about Vince. He's got to stop that shit. The wild card rule, seriously. If that's the case, Otis wouldn't have to be disguised, right? It's a wild card. They didn't reach their 5 superstar limit. Some weeks there is a wild card announced, other weeks there isn't. Some weeks there is a draft, some weeks there isn't, some weeks there is a brand split, some weeks there isn't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you fucking don't. El Gran Gordo. And you're gonna tell me this show is good. Stop, man. El Gran Gordo. And I don't even mind Otis either. I like Otis. I have given this guy nothing but... Only WWE can find a way to take all the guys and gals that I truly like, that I see such a potential future for them, and put them in the most BS segments imaginable. Only Vince McMahon has that talent to literally turn gold into shit. Firefly Funhouse Ramblin' Rabbit has a wife and kids. Who knew? That's what he tells everybody. Even Bray Wyatt's like, I didn't know that, Ramblin'. And Ramblin's like, you never asked, dude. You never asked. Was that an okay Ramblin'? And Bray goes to like console him and be like, hey, man, that's the past. And from here on out, I'm going to care more about, what's happening in your life. And all of a sudden, he gets eaten by, who'd he get eaten by, guy? What's his name? Ramblin' Rabbit. Yeah, who killed Chelsea? Who killed Ramblin' Rabbit, man? I forgot the name. Mercy! Yeah, Lindsay. Thank you. Lindsay Whitney. Thank you, Lindsay. Fucking Mercy the Buzzer, man. He comes out of nowhere and he takes another life out of Ramblin' Rabbit. And Bray Wyatt has more carrot juice. Now, Alexa Bliss knocks on the door and she comes in and Bray Wyatt says, we saved the best for last. And Alexa Bliss says, the best is yet to come. Or we're just getting started. And I love that, man, because, again, Alexa and The Fiend, I'm with. I love them two together. Put them in meaningful segments and get creative. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking you to move mountains, Vince. Just use them properly. They'll do the rest. You don't even got to get crazy with these two. Just put them in semi-interesting storylines. They'll carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. That's how good The Fiend and Alexa will be together. Promise you. But you got to give them the chance. So I didn't mind that Firefly Funhouse. To be honest, Raw is so fucking bad. I will take a full 45 minutes of the Firefly Funhouse every single Monday night. You give me 45 minutes of Firefly Funhouse, as long as 612 is not doing the writing. Let Bray have creative freedom on it, and I will watch 45 minutes of the Firefly Funhouse. No shit. What else, man? Braun Strowman then defeats Keith Lee in what is supposed to be the main event. This was less than 5 minutes. Keith Lee got defeated. Or if you take away the commercial break, something around 5 minutes. Keith Lee loses to Braun fucking Strowman, which I wouldn't mind if they built Braun Strowman to be a legit beast. Braun Strowman is nothing more than a legit joke. That's not shade to Braun. That's how Vince has created his character. In the ebbs and flows, in the 50-50 booking, in the heel-face turns plentiful, he has ruined Braun Strowman. So now you have this dude come up from NXT that's a true beast like Keith Lee, and you have the dude that you already made a joke defeat Keith Lee just to help make Keith Lee a joke. Make sense? Exactly. Nothing does in this company. Post-match, Keith Lee low blows Braun. A little heelish, so maybe Vince doesn't care if Keith Lee comes across as a heel either, right? Because Braun kind of did some heelish things to Keith Lee, so Keith Lee did it to him post-match and then said, you don't know who you're messing with. You don't play that with me. So I like the viciousness in his voice. I like the fact that he can hit that different level if need be. You still had him lose in 5 to 10 minutes, whatever the fuck the actual time was. Keith Lee already losing matches like that, dude. To Braun. You better build Braun up before you have Braun beating Keith Lee. That's your fucking main event. So for a casual fan that doesn't watch a lot of NXT and you're just learning about Keith Lee, there's another L for Keith Lee. No reason for you, that's right, you, the casual, to give a fuck about him. If you are a casual watching me right now. There's no reason for you to care about Keith Lee. The company sure as hell fucking doesn't. Randy Orton ends the night cutting a promo inside Hell in a Cell. It was being deemed the Viper's message from hell. It's a ring with a cage around it. Relax. The marketing team sometimes gets carried away to a whole nother atmosphere. Drew McIntyre hits the ring, uses bolt cutters to cut the cell lock because Randy Orton trapped himself inside. But Drew McIntyre had some bolt cutters by. He locks that son of a bitch. He enters the cell, and we go off the air. It's almost like 612 was like, 612 is like, I have an idea for the end of the show. Let's have Drew McIntyre enter the locked cell. And then everyone's like, yeah? And then what? And 612's like, that's all I got. I'm already smoking. And they're like, well, that could be good, Bob. Ted? 5'11" back from the bathroom yet? If nobody is in disagreement, then that's how we end it. And it got approved, and it got sent to Vince, and Vince is like, I love this. He enters the cell, and we go black. Okay, what the He entered the cell, and production, you want us to think that he entered the cell, and production was just like, Noel, bye everybody. Good job, 612. How 612 has a fucking job, I have no fucking idea. It's like the barista at the local Starbucks. Every time I say vanilla latte, and I somehow get a 2-pump hazelnut. How does hazelnut sound like vanilla and vice versa? I have no fucking idea. And when I say BC, it comes up DC. DC. Like I'm some fucking Marvel superhero. I'm some comic book. Not DC, asshole. BC. Well, 612 is that dumbass writer. And everyone else is so fucking stupid, they go along with 612's decisions. Enter the fucking cage, and then we'll go to black. I'll tell you what happened, guys. This isn't creative. This isn't for them to go, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, BC? Now you have to see what they're going to do in the cage at Hell in a Cell. No, this is them literally not knowing what to do. They had what they think a good idea up front, right? He cuts the lock, Drew enters the cell, and then they ran out of ideas. So they're like, that's where we'll just pull the plug on the show. That's what happened because I know this company. Trust me. I know this fucking show, man. That is Monday Night Raw. Thank you guys for joining me, man. I'm close to we're going to be over an hour when this is said and done. To the 400 plus of you guys that tuned into this Raw review, I appreciate it. I'm going to read a couple of supers, man. So for you guys that are here just for the review, thank you. And I will see you guys on the next vid. And hopefully in the future, we'll do another live stream, man. All right? Thank you guys, man. And I'm sorry this couldn't be a more fun, upbeat, happy review, you know, we couldn't talk about all the good because there just wasn't. I apologize on behalf of the old man. I sincerely do. Because it was that fucking bad, man. And I cannot fucking lie about that in these reviews. So thank you guys for tuning in. Now let me get to some of my supers over here, man. I think a couple more came in while I was going through that third hour. Pedro, 5-spot. Pedro, I appreciate the coffee, my friend. Haven't seen you in a minute, too, so good to see you up in the chat. Instead of unifying titles, Pedro says, what do you think of just putting the whole tag division on one show and putting the women's division on the opposite brand? I still think people are going to be held back, man. With both shows holding women's division in tag matches, you're at least giving people airtime, and if WWE gets semi-creative, you're going to give a lot of individuals a chance to shine. If you handcuff them from the bat and you put them on one show, now you're still dealing with bad creative. So now you're squeezing the amount of time that they're getting even more. The pressure is even more on these individuals. And the only thing that's left when there's that much pressure is it's going to implode. Nobody's going to get the time that they want. The creativity is still not going to be there. The title is still going to be meaningless. The champions are going to be a joke. And challengers are still going to be picked by multi-man schmaz matches and battle royals. So, Pedro, in theory, it sounds better. Anything, Pedro, sounds better than what we're getting right now. I understand that. But if anybody thinks that unifying the titles or just putting the women on one show and the tag division on one show, if anybody thinks that's going to be the be-all, end-all and help, just wait if that ever does happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. But if it does, remember my words. And don't be shocked if a few weeks or a few months after it happens, we're still in the same boat that we were in before, maybe even worse. You know, I don't mind all the women and everybody being on both brands and tag teams being on both brands. But just like we're seeing with the heavyweight championships, if people aren't caring about it because they're not putting in the time, the effort, and the creativity, the resources, then nobody's going to be on board with it. It doesn't matter if they're on one show, 2 shows, or 20 shows. But it's a good concept, Pedro. No fucking question. Thank you for the coffee, my friend. Hold on, guys. Saw another super here from Marius Kozak, 5-spot coffee. Marius, thank you, my friend. With Hell in a Cell main events ending in a no contest 2018 and a ref stoppage 2019, what shenanigans do you expect from Vince in 2020? I'm fearing another disaster. Marius, 2 things here, Marius. 3 things. 1, thank you for the coffee. Number 2, originally, I thought it was going to be bullshit endings anyway for this pay-per-view. But now that I know Vince is obviously trolling his own audience and sabotaging his own product, I literally look for Vince to do this on purpose, to literally give us the most bullshit endings at Hell in a Cell on purpose. So, there you go, Marius. That's what I expect. Not only to be bad, but on purpose. And that could be this could blow 2018 out of the fucking water. You thought I was pissed for 2018's Hell in a Cell. Oh, I tell you, man. I fucking tell you. Carlos, another 5-spot, man. Carlos, man, B status. Thank you, dude. Another coffee. This show has been great. You're killing us today. LOL. Red team, go! Thank you, Carlo. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream, Carlos, man. I'm glad all you guys are enjoying the stream, you know. I'm glad. Hey, dude, you guys tell me I'm more entertaining than the show all the time. You want to know the truth? I would love to take credit for that. I don't even mean to be, or at least not in full. I don't even mean to be. It's literally my own frustration. But you add on top of that, you know, the entertainment aspect in me, man. And I'm glad you guys enjoy the streams. I really do. Carlos, thank you, dude. Appreciate it, man. All the coffees. You literally just, you got the Ant-Man a whole Wednesday's worth tomorrow of coffees. I appreciate it. Christopher Blackshear, $4.99 coffee. Thank you. Oh, my dude, you already got the Ant-Man a coffee, too. Thank you, Christopher. Hell in a Cell only has 4 matches on the card right now. If it's anything like last year's travesty, I don't want it. Yeah, Christopher, I totally agree. What are the 4 matches? I didn't even think about that. Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. Sasha Banks and Bayley. What's the other 2, guys? I'm drawing a fucking blank here. You guys let me know. I'm going to read another one here. Murder Hornet, another 5-spot. Murder Hornet, awesome, dude. Beast status. Just look at AEW. Too many bodies, not enough TV time. Murder Hornet, that's what I always tell when everybody says, this person belongs in AEW. Or when WWE gets rid of somebody, AEW is going to treat them better. Well, AEW can't just hire all of WWE's castaways because then they're going to have the same problem WWE does. They're a 2-hour show. You can't give them all airtime. Zack Ryder you haven't even heard of. Miro isn't even used properly. Where are you going to add everybody? AEW is already knowing that they can't grab all of these WWE castaways. Excellent point, Murder Hornet. I always try to tell people that myself. Jeff Hardy and Elias, Marius says. Marius, so is that official? Jeff Hardy and Elias for Hell in a Cell? And then, of course, Roman and Jay. Yeah, I don't know how I forgot that. Warrior Nation, Franklin. Everybody, thank you for telling me that. Yep. Stacy Brown, Roman and Jay, I quit match, Hell in a Cell. Yep, so that's right. Roman and Jay, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and I guess Jeff Hardy and Elias. Is that seriously official? Hardy versus, yeah, Yeslin also. Okay, so Marius, you're right. Yeslin says that. Yes for Hell in a Cell, Jeff versus Elias. Lindsay Whitney, thank you. All right, so yeah. Sabrina Lucas. So, okay, so those are your 4. Yeah, isn't it Sunday? I could have sworn it's this fucking, these are go-home shows. So what the fuck? They got, this company doesn't, I'm literally, it's the end of the review and I'm about to flip out again. Literally about to flip out again. Anise, $9.99, man, a couple of coffees. Thank you, Anise. Good to see you up in the chat. Hold on, before I read this, let me get some more coffee. Something tells me I'm going to fucking flip it again. Now that Anise is coming. I used to think that a tragic Raw affected me mentally, but it actually affects me physically. No joke, BC. I don't know how long I can put up with this until I tap out or pass out. Anise, half of it I know is a joke, but the other half I totally hear you, man. I literally, when I went away for a couple weeks, man, I was kind of planning something for a few days anyway, and then when I saw how tragic this shit was, I'm like, I'm just going to extend it and just step away from WWE as a whole. So Anise, I totally understand you, man. Stop by every now and again for the channel, though, man, and say what's up to an old friend. Say hello to the Ant-Man. So if you do stop watching, this goes for any of you guys. If you stop watching WWE, stop by once in a while to the channel and say what's up, all right? Thank you, Anise, too, for a couple of coffees, dude. That's awesome, and I do not blame you. Ray Hunt, 5-spot coffee. Ray Hunt, thank you. That, I know you're already in the Super Chat Hall of Fame. That whole opening segment left more questions than answers, and I couldn't catch the name they gave Mia Yim. This show is just mental punishment. Yeah, I think Mia Yim is fucking Skittles Doo-Wop or some shit. I don't know. At this point, it makes sense. Mia Yim is Skittles Doo-Wop, or at least that's what I'm going to call her. It's no worse than T-Bone or T-Boz. Or no, I love TLC. Sorry, T-Boz. Anybody remember TLC? Chili, T-Boz, and Left Eye? I fucking love that, man. Chili is one of, you guys got your phones, man, after this review or right now. You Google Chili from TLC, and you will see one of the most beautiful females in your lifetime. Chili from TLC. I'm telling you, man, she's amazing. Yeah, Ray Hunt. In that first segment, what sucks about that first segment, Ray Hunt, is that I liked most everybody in there, man. I actually enjoyed Mia Yim before this Retribution bullshit, but I enjoyed the Hurt Business, and I love Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss together. And they found a way to make me question everything. It was just all the heels in there, and I don't know who's going where. And you want to say, BC, that's why we all watch, man. It's the suspense. Let it play out. This company doesn't know where it's headed. That's the problem. If we had faith in the company knowing where it's headed, I would just sit back and relax and enjoy. We know the company doesn't know where it's headed. And that's what makes this even more crucial, because you see superstars getting sabotaged right before your eyes. Thank you, Ray, for the coffee. J Football Live. Haven't seen you in a minute, my friend. What's up, J Football? Good to have you up in the supers, not just the chat. BC, have you seen the Paul Heyman's interview on ESPN with Ariel Helwani? It's epic. He gives a lot of info on Roman's turn. Give it a watch if you can. I saw glimpses of it, or at least I read some glimpses of it. I do have to watch it in full. But yeah, I'm hearing a lot of things about Roman's turn as well. And it's giving me a lot more respect for Roman Reigns and Joe Anoa'i, the guy who plays Roman Reigns. Absolutely. I don't want to speak too much more about it because I want to read it, and if it is so in-depth and so intriguing, I might want to put it in a video, like a 10, 15-minute open or something. So I'll hold reservation on that. But yeah, I'm hearing great things for Roman going to Vince and telling him what needs to happen, not the other way around. And you know it's bad when the promoter of the company is so damn stubborn that he was going to parade you out there status quo. And your actual talent has to tell you, no, this is not working. You have to turn me. I love that. J Football Live, thanks for the coffee. Good to see you, my friend. Novaz, another Kofi 5 spot. Thank you, Novaz. Since 30 years of The Undertaker is coming near, where does Undertaker rank on your list of greatest of all time? Top 5. No doubt top 5. I don't even... One day I might do that list and give it real thought. I don't want to give it real thought right now. But I know there's 2 people in my top 5 no matter what for several different reasons. Just standing the test of time is one of the main things. And no matter what they did outside the ring, they always, almost always anyway, kept their wrestling schedules. Those 2 guys are The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, and Chris Jericho, Chris Irvine. Those are the 2 guys that are top 5 for me, greatest of all time, for many reasons. And I hope to one day do a top 5, like my Mount Rushmore, but 5 heads. Is Mount Rushmore 5 or 4? I don't even fucking know. But I would have 5, man. 5 greatest of all time. Undertaker, Chris Jericho, and my other 3, you'll have to wait for that video. But yeah, Novaz, Undertaker is top fucking 5 easily for what he has done for the business, not just what he did for his character. Fucking unbelievable. Make sure I'm not missing people, guys. I'm sorry if I'm missing any supers, guys. The chat's going quick. And I'm trying to get everybody, guys. Lyra Sims Gamer, $9.99. A couple of coffees. Lyra Sims Gamer. Lyra, thank you. I don't remember you being up in the supers or even in the chats before. So welcome. And if I'm wrong, then you're already in the Hall of Fame, man. I write down all my Super Chat Hall of Famers, man. I really do. Because I take that that's a very cool thing to support the channel. Lyra, thank you for the couple of coffees. Not related to Raw because Raw sucks, but I was wondering who is your GOAT of wrestling. I typically agree with you, so just curious. Ooh, that kind of goes with the last one, Lyra. Jericho and Undertaker up there, man. If you're I don't want to give you the same exact answer, though, because that's a couple of coffees, so I want to try to give you a little different. Those are my 2 in my top 5. I don't know who else would round out the other top 3 spots. Me personally, the one superstar that is the greatest of all time, so I guess I'm giving up another one of the 3 names, actually. Spoiler. So there'll be 2 question marks after this, because it'll be Jericho, Undertaker, my number 1 of all time. All time. And I have flipped a little bit between the Warrior and this guy in the past, and even Hulk Hogan. But he kind of got dropped to the side, and it was Warrior. And for me, it's the Macho Man Randy Savage. I cannot tell you how important he was to the 80s and the 90s. To a kid like me growing up watching WWE. He was a larger-than-life character that let you just freak out and wow out. And it was okay to be unlike everybody else. It was okay to be not the status quo. It was okay to be wild. It was okay to be a little out there. Macho Man Randy Savage, man, just like Warrior and even Hogan, man, you gotta know that they were on some extracurricular activity. Something was going up their nostrils. You gotta believe that. But Macho Man, there's a story where Macho and Warrior would always grab the coffee from catering. It was a huge, like a keg of coffee. They would take it to their own locker room, and they would lock the door. So that gives you an example of why Macho Man and Warrior were like they were. I'm sure there was extracurricular activity at times as well. Maybe even some things going into their, there was things that they were taking. But the amount of coffee that they drank was on another level. So I'm sorry that was a long-winded answer, Lyra Sims Gamer, but you deserved an answer aside from just Jericho and Undertaker. My number 1 of all time, because of how important he has been to me personally, Macho Man Randy Savage. Thank you for the coffees, Lyra. Mr. Anything for Salinas, another couple of coffees, man. 10 spot. Mr. Anything, thank you, dude. Much appreciated. BC, you're flustered after Raw, so I need you to unfluster. Bum, bum, bum. I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay, and I pity any AEW fan who D-rides today. I don't know what that even means, but thank you. A couple of coffees, Mr. Anything for Salinas. And there's no unflustering the Ant-Man when you watch Monday Night Raw. Renee Goodyear, 199 spot. Renee, thank you, dude. Means a lot. Wait, did you even put anything? No, Renee just flat out. Here's contribution, BC. I love that. Thank you. Sabrina says Randy Savage is who got Bailey into the business. See what I mean? That's what I mean, man. I'm sure so many people in the business today, whether they realize it or not, whether they give Macho Man props or not, Macho Man was that guy. He was that fucking guy that made you want to be either a pro wrestler or a fan for life, man. Because you saw something that normal entertainment could not give you. You saw something in pro wrestling that nothing in this world could offer you. Characters so larger than life. You wanted to be them. That's pretty fucking epic. I think I got everybody, guys. If I missed any supers, I apologize. Pedro, 10 spot, couple of coffees. Pedro, thank you. Do you think that if Raw Creative was any good, the 3 hours wouldn't be so bad? If WWE made the 3 hours progress in importance over the span of the show? Do you think that if Raw Creative was any good, the 3 hours wouldn't be so bad? Of course, Pedro. I would take 3 hours. Everybody always wants to say, 3 hours of Raw, it's too long. But if they were giving captivating television, I'll take 3 hours every Monday night. I'll reserve 3 hours for entertainment. I'll get everything I got to do done beforehand. Or if I miss an hour, I'll catch it later. But if you're giving good product and good television and you're writing and you're putting in the effort, the time, all of that, dude, it's going to be okay. But yeah, the 3 hours loses importance over the span of the show. But yeah, good point, Pedro. You just got to give me good television. I'll put the remote down. I won't even change the channel once. But you gotta. Vince ain't gonna fucking do that, man. Still over 300 just talking super chats, man. Keep on pumping up those likes, please, guys. You guys are fucking rocking it out. And they tell me it helps the fucking channel, so whatever, fucking. I never like peddling that shit, but, the amp unit can do these little things as well, man. Pretty cool. Hit 250 on the likes, man. You guys rock. Thank you. I think I got all the soups, guys. Let me just make fucking sure. Apologize for any ones that I missed. Mr. Anything, another 5 spot, thank you. Anger Management, Jack Nicholson and Adam Sandler. Just look it up when you have time. Oh, okay. Anger Management. Either I've watched it and I forgot it all because it's been so long, or I've just never seen it. But I will check that out, Mr. I was starting to think Mr. Anything's going a little out there too now, man. This show's getting everybody a little out there. I'll check it out. Anger Management, okay. I never have time to really view much to be anything, Mr. Anything, but now that I know where it's coming from. Blueprint, I see you. Check you later. Who's leaving up there? SOS? SOS, if you're checking out, or Blueprint, or both of you, man. Thank you for lasting this long, dude. I know we're over an hour and 15 minutes. So Blueprint, SOS, TDM617, thank you for checking the stream, man. Always good to have my tried and trues. Don't know about Carlos is still here. I see Carlos. Yeah, I see Carlos. SoundCloud, what's up, man? Good to see you up in here as well. Where's Katie? Is Katie up in here? What about Jennifer Pierce? No Jennifer either, I don't think. But I don't know. The chat's moving so fucking fast. All right, did I get everybody, guys, on the supers, though? I'll name this channel later. That's a badass name. $1 spot toward a coffee. Thank you. I'll name this channel later. I hope it's a badass fucking name. Thank you, dude, for contributing to the channel. It means a lot, honestly. J Football Live, dude. There you are, guy. I don't see you for a while, and then I see you a couple of times. Thank you for another coffee, dude. J Football Live. Fuck it, BC. Here's another one on me. If Roman goes against Rock at Mania, I'd have him win the title and have a crazy final run. Thoughts? Totally agree. One of two ways. Either you have him the next night on Raw, say, I've done everything in the business. This one was for everybody, and this one was for my family. But I don't belong here anymore. This is not my company. This is for the young breed that is on the rise, and I have him forfeit the title the next day with such a heartfelt message. Or I have this dude have one last badass run, like 6 month plus, have him really dedicate the time. He doesn't need money from Hollywood, but he can make a lot more there. But maybe you can find a way to split your time into both. I don't know. I don't think a lot is going to be in production early next year. Some things have went back to filming, no question. Here in New York City for sure. California, I think, is totally shut down still. They won't even open up Walt Disney World or Universal Studios, nothing. And Georgia still has a lot of restrictions, which is a lot of filming. So early next year, I don't think The Rock is going to be lined up to do a lot of filming. And even if he is lined up to do it, I think a lot's still going to be closed off. So I think WWE, this is the time for Rock to have that one last run. Even if it's just 6 months, you could put a badass run in just 6 months. Thank you, J Football Live. And I see it going one of two ways. Either a one last badass run or forfeiting that championship. Shaolin MGTOW. Shaolin 40. How you doing, man? I don't know what the translation is on that in currency. but I thank you, Shaolin, man. It means a lot. Do you watch UFC? Much love from India. I did before this pandemic. I got a lot more than just the casual would on a big fight. I would always enjoy buying them because they're always entertaining and you always learn about new fighters. And there's always fights that kind of surprise you. That's not supposed to be, or not in the heavyweight position. So yeah, UFC is something that I'm intrigued by, but when the pandemic hit, it kind of took a huge backseat. And I think it's one of those things that hasn't quite rebounded, and it's kind of took some of that luster away for me. I think when things get back to a norm, whatever that is, I really want to jump back into UFC. But I was never one of those fair weather people that just got behind Conor McGregor or Bones. I was never one of those dudes, man. I always liked those cats that maybe didn't have the size behind them, didn't have the name notoriety, but they ended up showing up and shocking the world, man. That's what I love about UFC. That's what pro wrestling used to do too before it got this bad, at least for WWE, even though it's planned. You would have shockers and shit. You don't see them anymore, and that's what UFC still fucking does. Thank you, Charlene, man. It means a lot. Thank you for supporting the channel. Undisputed Era, man. 2-spot. Haven't seen you in a minute, my friend. Undisputed, thank you. Raw legit put me to sleep yesterday. You're not the only one. I cannot tell you how many people tell me that they start off watching Raw in 50... Undisputed Era. This is a fact, man. This is truth. Trust me. People tell me within 15 minutes they're sleeping and they wake up in like the third hour. So you're not the only one, dude. Undisputed, thank you. Mr. Anything, another 5-spot coffee. Thank you, Mr. Anything. BC, tell me the difference between 2015, 2016 Asuka and 2019, 2020 Asuka character-wise. Well, the one main difference, well, the other, you would like to say not much, other than coming out of NXT and being a legit fucking superstar, getting to the main roster and being tremendously misused. But the difference is that Asuka actually had a chance during this pandemic to carry the division on her shoulders. Now, if Vince McMahon even tried to help her a little bit, then Asuka, Bayley, and Sasha, and what they did with the women's division in 2019 for this pandemic, or the summer of 2020, I should say, summer of 2020, what these three ladies were doing, putting the entire division on their back, if Vince just tried to help them, it would have been pretty fucking epic, even during a pandemic. But Vince never helped Asuka at all. But Asuka did some of her best work in there with Bayley and Sasha. Everything she was asked to do. But aside from, pre-main roster days, man, yeah, that's the biggest difference for me. It's not a main roster difference. It's an NXT main roster difference. NXT, she was used one way, the right way. Main roster, just like everybody else, it seems, the wrong way. Murder Hornet 2-spot, man. Andre Arlovsky was my boy. Yeah, man, you talk about a dude that can at any given second take you out. No matter if people were behind him or not, any given second, he didn't give a shit. Your backyard or his. He was taking you the fuck out. Yeah, that's a badass Murder Hornet. Jeff Spinard, 20-spot, man. That's at least 4-star, 5-star bucks almost, man. 4 or 5. Jeff Spinard, thank you, dude. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Hey, BC, I listen to you to decide if I'll be watching any wrestling for the week. I appreciate it, man, that you put that trust in me, and I promise you I will always give you guys the most honest review possible. I will never bullshit it. I will never sugarcoat it because I don't have that DNA in me. I just don't, man. It's got to be the real shit, man. I would love to talk positive about every show. There's just not enough. There's not any in most of these Raws. None. SmackDown sometimes has a few positives. This shit has none. But I appreciate that. Jeff Spinard, thank you for contributing to the channel, man. It really helps out and it keeps the Ant-Man amplified. Undisputed, another 5-spot, dude. Undisputed, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. It's always good to have you up in the chats in the live stream. Thoughts on Colby Covington calling LeBron James a spineless coward for speaking up against injustice and Donald Trump? Good for him, man. LeBron James is a fucking... Is it me or is this guy... Can these people just not play sports? This isn't... I don't even care what side you're on, politically. Can these dudes just not play sports for a fucking minute? Why does everything have to be... BC, they're using their platform. Fuck your platform is just sports. That's it. Just like actors. Just do your job, bro. That is an outlet. Do you guys realize that entertainment is an outlet for people to get away from the real world bullshit? That is an outlet. So then when we can't even turn to our sports, we can't even turn to our actors and our actresses and our films and our TV shows, we can't even go to that because they are picking sides and causing a rift. That's what they're doing. They pick one side and a whole nother side is like, dude, what the fuck? You don't got to do that, dude, because you know there's conflict. So now you're basically saying you're better than them, right? You're better. You think more clearer. This person is going to be better for the country. And you're saying that we don't know what's best. Whether you've done it consciously or not, you've created a rift. James goes above and beyond to just sound like an absolute clown. He takes it to another level that it doesn't even have to be at. I can't even with this guy, man. I don't. He says some shit too that really stirs people up. But when you think about it, it's actually not factual. That's what gets me about James, man. If you truly feel like you have to pick a side, then try to find a way that you're not insulting the other side. Say it in a way where you're not acting like you're just picking a side and that everybody else is you're just against them, or they're what's ruining the world. Try to be better than that. James goes out of his way to be that guy, that asshole. It's weird to me, dude. It's almost like he's doing it on purpose to get that rough clout. I don't know. Was that a long-winded answer? I don't even know what the fuck. Undisputed, yeah. So, good. Somebody needs to call him out. And again, that doesn't even, whatever preference, whatever side you're on, that doesn't deter from the fact that LeBron James is a fucking clown, or at least most of the shit that he says is a clown show. And this is why I say he will never be Michael Jordan. And if you're a young fan and you don't know much about Michael Jordan, I seriously hope you do some research and you learn and you watch games that Michael Jordan was in, because it was a different era. They're not machines like they were, like they're today, man. LeBron James and so many today, basketball players, sports in general, man, they're machines. They have all the top equipment. They have all that good shit. And they're becoming machines out there. Michael Jordan came from an era where you had to rely on just fucking talent. You know, James goes and creates a super team over in Miami. And then he goes to the Lakers, which he knows is always going to be a championship winning team, or at least right there. James has to pretty much manufacture that. Michael Jordan was just playing with Scottie Pippen and a lot of role players, and it worked. Steve Kerr, Horace Grant, Dennis Rodman. And I'm a Knicks fan, so for me to say Michael Jordan was the baddest son of a bitch you will ever see play the game of basketball, that tells you something. Michael Jordan is that guy, and he was a class act, and he never brought politics into it. He never tried to make you feel less worthless than another side. No, James loves that rift. He loves that shit. Oh, that was long-winded, huh? Mr. Anything, another 5-spot, man. Thank you, man. That's going to be a whole day's worth of coffees, man. Awesome. Speaking of Donald Trump, he probably cut a piece of Vince's brain at WrestleMania 23, which explains the downward spiral of WWE. Blame Trump. Well, you might as well blame Trump for everything, because that's what the world does anyway. So I went to brush my teeth this morning, and the toothpaste fell off the toothbrush. I just blame Trump. Fuck it, right? I went into the fucking local grocery store to get, you know, man, just for when I don't have a Starbucks open, if it's 4 or 5 a.m. I have to have my 4-packs of my mochas, and they didn't have that shit. None. There was literally none. I think maybe one vanilla, but one of them was like, it looked like it was hampered with. I blame Trump. Fuck it, man. I got a flat tire like a month ago. I blame Trump. Fuck it, man. No, but in all seriousness, no, man. If you're not from the United States and you don't know what I'm talking about, but the president, he's not well liked in this country, and people blame this guy for everything. It's kind of hilarious, actually. And then it's funny, man. Everybody is just so political these days, man, and nobody can pull their head out of their own ass and think for themselves. It's weird. Blitzball Champ, another 5-spot, man. I think that's a second coffee. Thank you, Blitzball. You have said many great things about Kairi Sane. She is one of the best in the world. How do you feel about her still a part of WWE? Yeah, man, Kairi Sane is really good at what she does, man. And I talked about paying homage to the Macho Man earlier and how he is my greatest wrestler of all time. Kairi Sane, aside from the Macho Man, even Bayley, who throws a pretty good elbow, Kairi Sane throws the best Macho Man elbow I've ever seen. You know, and she can wrestle, and you saw it in NXT, you saw it over in Japan, and then she gets to the main roster, and it's just like every other motherfucker. They will not give her the time of fucking day, and then she loses confidence. Then they put her with Nia Jax 75 times, so she gets injured 75 times, and it's like we saw the shell of what Kairi Sane actually is, and that's what we ended up seeing, man. So Kairi Sane is so much better than what we've seen the last several months of Kairi's WWE run. And I can't wait till she comes back. She will be back in WWE, like actually on TV, not just part of their contract, not just like, under their umbrella. She will be back on TV, and I can't fucking wait. And I hope it's done correctly this time. Thank you, Blitzball Champ, man. It means a lot. I love Kairi, man. I love her. Heartbreaking when she actually took off back to Japan, but I think it was the marriage, and they decided they wanted to live in Japan. I totally understand. Pedro, another 10-spot, couple of coffees. Hour number 1, new talent and building up talent. Hour number 2, mid-card title, tag team, or women's third hour main event in the division that you didn't see use. Hour number 2 is how I would do it. I like that, Pedro, but after 2 months, 3 months, 6 months down the road, do you keep that formula, right? I mean, that could go for months, but after a while, we might get a little redundant to it. I remember WCW used to have the cruiserweights, and they would always put them on at a certain time. I think that was like their first hour or some shit like that, or maybe it was the second hour. But, once you started like realizing that was what was to come, you started planning out a bathroom break, or you started planning out which segments you were going to watch and not, and it takes away from the surprise factor. So I totally agree, Pedro. A little bit more consistency absolutely is needed. I don't know if you can plan out all 3 hours. Maybe 2 out of 3. Something needs to be done, so I'm okay with them doing some fucking type of some type of scheduling process. Thank you, Pedro. Good idea, though, man. Yeah, I tell you this, Pedro, you're thinking more than the actual WWE suit and ties. There's a concept. I tell you, J-Football Live, man, 199 spot. J-Football, another contribution. Thank you, dude. BC, you're going to watch Mike Tyson's return fight. I would not miss Mike Tyson's return. I love Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is that fucking beast, bro. I still remember, dude, I was just a kid, but Mike Tyson took on a dude called Evander Holyfield. I wrapped up all of my allowance or whatever the fuck I had, and I bought it. It was like $50. I was all excited to see this awesome fight. And what seemed like round 1, he actually bit Evander Holyfield's ear off. It was the funniest fucking... He bit the ear off of Evander Holyfield, man, and the fight was called off. Or he lost. Tyson lost, or so, I don't know. But I paid $50, and I was like, that was it? But then I was like, that was cool. Because I come from a pro wrestling background. WWE is what I watch, and that's where all my allowance went, and that's what every pay-per-view I watched. So to me, it was like a WWE type thing, right? This dude just bit his ear off, and all of the suits and ties and the referees and all of these big wigs, they're in the ring, and they're trying to separate them, and there's a fight going on between each corner. And this was some WWE shit, so I'll never forget that, man. And even though people felt like they got gypped, I felt like I got my money's worth. And to see Mike Tyson involved with WrestleMania 14, Shawn Michaels, D-Generation X, Steve Austin, I love that, man. So to see Mike Tyson coming back, and don't get it twisted, just because Mike Tyson's older now, he still's a bad man, and he can whoop some ass. So I'll absolutely be watching that. J-Football Live, thank you, my friend. Mr. Michael Law, 2011, 5-spot coffee. Thank you, Mr. Michael Law, man. Good to see you up on the stream. Wanted to give you a 5-spot. What superstars would you pick for a new Wyatt family? I don't want a Wyatt family, first of all. I want Wyatt on his own or with Alexa. That's it. I don't even need a Wyatt stable. But for a family, man, honestly, I have to name guys that are not with WWE right now. Mr. Michael Law, you might not have ever heard of them. Not you necessarily, but a lot of fans out there. And that is the Briscoe brothers. They're really known for their work in ROH. The Briscoe brothers are a badass tag team. And if you never heard their name or you don't know who they are, Google them, do some research, and you'll see how badass they are. I would like to see them in a rehashed Wyatt family if need be. Again, I don't want to see a rehashed Wyatt family, but if need be, I would choose the Briscoe brothers, and I would have to do more research on a 4th member. But yeah, I would cap it off with one more individual. But the Briscoe brothers, I always wanted to see in WWE, and I always felt they could do good work with the with Bray Wyatt. So yeah, I would say Briscoe brothers. Mr. Michael Law, 2011. Thank you for the contribution. Undisputed Era 5 spot again, man. Undisputed, thank you for the coffee. Another one, man. You rock. If you're ever looking for good storytelling, watch Dragon Ball Z. The character development is amazing and villain introduction is beyond captivating. I'll take your word for it, man. They probably make stars and villains a lot better than WWE, I'll tell you that much. I said it earlier in this stream, man. The reason that Batman and Joker works and Optimus Prime and Megatron, Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter is because good guy versus bad guy. Character development means everything. Joker and Batman wasn't just made overnight and everybody just came to love them. Optimus Prime, Megatron, Hulk Hogan in his role, Sergeant Slaughter in his role. No, you build that over time. As you said, Undisputed, character development. It is a shame when Dragon Ball Z is better than Vince McMahon's conglomerate billion-dollar company, WWE. But all props to Dragon Ball Z. Undisputed, thank you. Pedro, another 10-spot couple of coffees. Thank you, my friend. The reason everything is so stagnant in WWE is because the stars are starved for individuality. Everyone's the same, and if the Attitude Era was like that, there'd be no WWE today. 100% correct, Pedro. I want to read that again, guys. The reason everything is so stagnant in WWE is because the stars are starved for individuality. Everyone's the same. What I always tell you guys, the WWE Performance Center, Capital Wrestling Center, whatever you want to call it, everybody is pumped out of that son of a bitch like a box out of an Amazon factory. Everybody is the same. It's a carbon copy of one another. From the promo to their in-skill fucking work. Just the truth. So, Pedro, you hit the nail right on the fucking head, man. Absolutely. Yeah, and if it was like that in the Attitude Era, it wouldn't have been as fucking special. Absolutely correct, Pedro. Thank you, my friend, for all the coffees. Who's this? Oh, the Rock is cooking 5 spot. Man, this must be your first super, I believe, man. Never seen you up in there. Appreciate it. The Rock is cooking 5 spot coffee. Finally caught you in a stream. Just want to say you're a freaking wrestling genius, and I'm glad I noticed you a year ago. Forever amplified. The Rock is cooking, dude. Cheers to that, dude. That's awesome. I'm glad you found me as well, dude. Found the channel. And I thank you for contributing, and I thank you for staying with it, even at a time where pro wrestling is just at its lowest, especially this company anyway. I'm definitely, I'm glad that you guys stay the course, man, and you've been here a whole fucking year. That is awesome. I'm glad you caught a stream, dude. The Rock is cooking 5 spot. Thank you. And I appreciate the words. Okay, guys, I think I got all the supers. If I missed any supers, I definitely apologize, guys. The stream was going really fast. It's still really small to me, even though I got it on my bigger screen. It's still small. It was going fast. There was a lot of supers today. So if I missed any, I apologize. But I thank you guys for contributing to the channel. And you guys rock, dude. And there's no amp channel without the amp unit. You guys are fucking amazing. We rocked this out over an hour and a half. I wasn't planning on going that long. But you get me talking pro wrestling. You get the super chats flowing. You get the coffee flowing. And we spend more time, dude. It's that simple. So I appreciate, guys. I'm really late for what I have to get to. But it doesn't matter. Because ain't nobody going to yell at BC. Because I'll fucking rock them. Upside their fucking dome piece. Things will get done on my time today. Oh, hold on. Before I take off, guys. Pedro threw in another 5 spot, dude. Pedro, thank you. Another coffee. If I was in charge, I'd hand someone like Murphy a mic and tell him to go out there and tell them why they should care about you and go from there. Pedro, Murphy, and I can give you a fucking laundry list of others. But just like they did with Ali, I loved it. The problem was last night, it was in hour number 3. And now you're telling us why Retribution was formed, why you were the mystery hacker, and why you're badasses. But 2 hours earlier, you were losing a match and then getting pummeled by one individual, Bray Wyatt. And they were all heels in that whole first half an hour of the show. So you're exactly right, Pedro. We saw it with Ali last night. If you give these dudes the microphone, just give them 2 minutes. And you're going to see some good shit. I saw Ricochet. Was it last week? It was a 90-second backstage segment. I think it was last week. Where he was talking about taking on Cedric one more time. If he wins, then this whole thing, the beef is squash. If he loses, he'll join the Hurt Business. That was the best 90-second promo I have ever heard Ricochet cut. And it was a 90-second backstage promo. I loved it. Loved it. Ali, last night, loved that promo. Like you said, Pedro, give Murphy. But yes, you have to book them in shit that we care about. Their reasoning has to be justified. Their words have to hold weight and carry meaning. If they don't, nobody gives a fuck. Thank you, Pedro. And thank you to everybody, guys. I'm fucking out, man. Let's take it. Ow! We gotta get amped on the rest of the fucking world now, which is gonna happen now. Amp unit, red team, go! And in just 48 hours, I hope to anyway. I don't think they're out yet. But I got a couple of new shirts. If you click on one of them down below, it should take you to the store. But there's 2 new shirts, man. The Red Team Go shirt is out there. And also, I got a special shirt that I put out there for you guys. It's a saying that I've been saying for years. And you're dealing with the wrong person at the wrong time on the wrong day. You've been warned. And I said, that's a badass shirt. And now it's available. So you got some shirts for you guys as well that are brand new. It's not, I don't think it's down on the line right now, but if you click on one of them, it'll take you there. So that's some new merchandise for you guys. Put up the coffees, please, as we see our way out of this bitch, man. Everybody, much love. Carlos, check you later, my friend. Thank you for everything. Blueprint Nation, Red Team Go. Thank you, Blueprint Warrior, Edward, Renee. Who else is up in here? Coffees, everybody. Coffees, man. Pedro, 5-spot coffee right at the end there, man. No script, just go out there and prove it. Absolutely. Like the Attitude Era, Pedro. No script, just your it factor. I love that. Exactly, Pedro. Oh, we even got the chocolate bars up in there. Who is that? Shahar Gold, man. We got the fucking twosome chocolate coffee, hazelnut chocolate, Irish cream. We got Back to the Future. That's right, the fucking movie. We got E.T. Phone Home. Yeah, we got the chocolate bars full of coffee too, man, or caffeine. Lindsay Whitney, man, thank you. Thank you, gal. That's fucking badass. Got the coffees going. Black Mass, speaking of badass. JR9 Gaming, Punk J, later. Much love right back to you. KC Canada, yeah. Blueprint, I already got you. Yeah, man, check you. You know it. Think, believe, amplified. Black Mass, BC, I'll donate next stream. You don't gotta donate shit, Black Mass. You just show up, man. Throw a like, maybe, and you've already contributed, man. Only if you got a few extra bucks if you want to contribute to the channel. Never feel like you have to, man. That is not necessary. Never feel like you have to contribute financially. Ever. I don't need your money. Ever. Even if I was fucking homeless, if I was on the street, which I was at 15 when I was a bad kid and got booted, I would not ask for fucking money because I need it. Trust me. Thank you, though, my man. Cornelius, check your leader. Super Wolf Girl, there's the coffees. Chelsea, Brian, Super Wolf Girl, Punk J, Carlos, my man. Again, I think I already got you, but I'm going to get you again because you always get me plenty of fucking coffee to stay amplified. Michael Scanlon, Vic 4, Alexander, everybody. Black Mass, I wanted to because you speak up for my colored women in WWE. That's because they're ultra talented and fucking awesome. From Naomi to Bianca Belair, Sasha, they're all fucking amazing. I hate when I see fucking 4 blondes in the ring for no reason when all the talented females are in the locker room just trying to get TV time. Undisputed, check you, Ryan, everybody, man. Christopher, I know it's moving fast, guys. I can't get everybody, but much love. I gotta go. It's already 1 hour and 42 minutes. What the fuck are we doing with our lives, huh? I gotta get ramped up here, man. I gotta get ramped and amped. Check your leader. Much love, guys. Out. Ow!